Well, good evening, everyone. Tonight we'll be working on a comic cover from the GPK Garbage Pail Origins comic book. This is the trading card version. It has the little title bar on the bottom, and it has this nice sort of die cut replica of a card. You know, back in the original series when you had die cuts like this one here. You can't really see it, but there's of course a die cut on the. There we go, a little shimmer on it. There's this nice little die cut replica on it. Pretty cool. Hey, Bobby B. Hey, Patrick. Good to have you in the chat. See if I can figure out how to get these going. So good to have everybody tonight. So yeah, we're going to be doing one of these. I've got several of these. Washing out nice in the camera. It's awesome. So I'm thinking about doing Ailin as a character. I consider doing a collage, but I think on this kind of comic cover, it's going to make more of a sense to just do a single character, and if I want to do something around it, I can. So, hey DK, good to have you here. There's no peel here. This is inaccurate information. You cannot peel this, so that's wrong. Oh well. I put a 25-cent sticker over here or something. But I thought tonight we'll just start with that sketch, just kind of get it going. This will be night one, just try to get placement on there. I might add something to the back too. I got to think about that, and I'll take suggestions in the chat what we should put on the back, because the back's fully blank and you can sketch on it. So why not, right? Right. So, been on a few weeks. Been kind of busy, wrapping up some commissions, taking some time, some breaks. But I'm gonna get back into it here. Bobby B has some nice videos popping up in on his channel. Check him out, Bobby B. Got some sketch cards he's done for the Crashers 3 set. Pretty awesome. If you don't know that sound, that's the sound of Pepsi popping open right now. I thought I had a camera over here. Let's see if I can get this going. No? Yeah, there we go. I don't think I want to be on camera while I'm drawing, but I could reduce it down or something like that. I'll come back on later and say boo. Oh, okay. You got martial arts in the next few minutes? Well, stream on Tuesday. Well, you know what? I'll definitely can do that. I think I can do Thursday for sure, but yeah, I just choose Mondays because it was easy and there's nothing else going on Monday or Tuesdays usually from where Thursday. Wednesdays are terrible for me, but and Fridays are possible, but who's going to be here on a Friday, right? So DK, I'll try to get you in there, man. I'll try to get you in on a Tuesday stream. And tonight we'll just kind of get this sketched out with pencil, and I'm not going to do too much more than that. Just talk a little bit about kind of what I'm thinking about this cover. And Patrick in the chat, I know I'd handed him off a cover a while back similar to this, and he'd done some sketch work on it. And one of the things keeping in mind is, you know, with the sketch cards, they're way more durable. So I can do a lot more damage on these than I can this. But I have sketched on these before, and they're surprisingly durable, I think. But it's not going to get around that. It's just not going to, it's going to bleed through more. So if you want to worry about the interior, if you care about that, which I don't want to mess up this nice artwork. So I'll put, when I start inking or doing what I call, I'm going to do it lighter. And I'm going to probably put a piece of paper in here to shield this a little bit. But at any rate, I wasn't sure what to draw on here. Any ideas in the chat? I have several of these. Tonight I kind of just fixed on a Ailin I'm going to do since she's injured. I'm going to draw him through here, and I'll just play with it. It's one of the ones I like to draw a lot. It's easy for me to try to get into the groove with it. So I'm going to start with him, and then I'm going to move on to some other characters. I'd love to do one though that was just a collage. I've done that on sketch cards. I've done that on the trip to sketches and stuff where I've had 22 characters on a card. But when you do that, I mean, you're either drawing really tiny, which is fine, or you're drawing what I call heads. So you just draw the head of the character essentially around there and just do a nice detailed job on him. So I didn't think that fit. Having this outline here didn't really fit. So, but the original or the normal Origins cover, which I have over there, I can't grab it. Title's a little higher, and it's just a blank, you know, white cover front and back again. So anyway, yeah, so Patrick's saying, yeah, sure, he put a few pieces of paper for the bleed through. Yeah, that was smart, because I know you had done some coloring on yours in front and back. So again, it's not imperative, because look, people don't even care what's inside the book half the time. They don't. You do comic covers, you just do a quick sketch on the front, and that's all that matters. You get one for Iron Man, it could be from a total different series than the Iron Man you draw. You know, it could be any kind of character, it could be different. But at any rate, let's get to just sort of shape out Ailin now, and that's probably it. I'm only gonna keep you an hour tonight, and we'll do a part 2 to this, and maybe we get DK on part 2. How about that? So I'm just gonna use my trusty mechanical pencil. Nothing special there. Everyone's doing well, getting ready for the holidays here coming up. And I've trying to size out how I want him. I rarely draw the full character, so for me, I'm gonna have to probably reshape where he sits and where his arms at and stuff. And I don't care if I come outside the lines really. If I do, then I do. You know. But I usually like to get his head shaped kind of. He's got kind of a different shaped head than other GPKs to me. Getting that head the right shape is crucial for me. Crucial to any GPK, really. Has pointed that way and it's got less of a curve to it because the bandage covers a little bit. I might use some of that for the bandage, but and with him I go a little more stylized. I don't really keep close to John Pound's work in this one as I can, but just kind of do what I want with this guy a little bit. And his nose is cocked to the side funky a little bit too, so getting his nose where I want it. Probably adjust that a little bit. He's got this snarled up nose right here. Try to straighten it up. Oop. Be nice to have some eraser out there. I'll probably resize it. Bobby, that's a great idea. I know there's been things like that happen where some of the different books that went around, people just draw a little character on it. That'd be a fantastic idea. Luckily, this one right now, you know, I bought a ton of these when they first came out because remember the spectacular ones from around 2013, they shot up there in price. I've got a stack of those too, but man, they're kind of expensive. It's not easy to get a hold of those. I could give him a big old schnauzer here. I might play with that nose. I don't love it, but get these eyes kind of placed as well. His nose is too long too. Let's get him. Replace that whole nose. I don't like that nose at all. I told you I go crazy with him. I just draw whatever sometimes. His nose is a little tighter up. Kind of. But that's more. That's more like it. That mouth wide open, screaming in pain. This is how I felt the past few weeks, just like screaming in pain. Nah, I was kidding. That's been fine. Reduce the size of this eye a little bit here. What I'd heard about Bobby was there was the GPK coloring book that came out a couple years ago. I know there's one of those going around that different artists were contributing to, and it's slow going though because you've got to get artists to do it and then send it to the next artist, so that can be problematic sometimes. You know, to get people to participate and then follow over that key step of sending it on. I'm not part of that, but I'd heard about it. More power to him. Good luck. Good luck. This one, I want to round him a little bit. Again, kind of doing my own little thing. For the Hollywood one, I don't think I have any of the Hollywoods. I might have one. I have a lot of the Putacular, and I have one of the turd ones, the turd kind. I really like the new ones, and the stock is the same. Like they feel the same drawn. I have drawn on one of the Putaculars before. I won't really ever mess with one of them before. I would love to do more comic covers, but I just don't spend the time doing them. I do like them though. I have a huge stack of different ones. I have some Marvel and DC ones over there. I just I haven't gotten into them yet. Reduce some of this down on the side. I usually don't give him as big a cheek as he has normally, but I'm going to just reshape him a little bit here. I can turn him like I turn a sketch card, right? Yeah. You be careful not to spend too much size on the head, then run out of space for the body. If I do run his down here and I can't get his feet behind the bar, it's fine. I don't really care. He's not really complicated body wise, so but it's fine. Reduce this down again. Not loving that's better. More like a. I think I do an Ailin now every single set I work on. I like doing him. Done a commission or two of him as well. Fun character. Yeah, there we go. There eventually. Get the shape right. Worry too much about the heavy pencil. I'll take that off with a meeting eraser here. Just pop some of that off a little bit. If I want to do that, I can remove some. This is kind of an old one, but let's take some of that carbon off. Bobby's saying you have the unofficial I have a non-official coloring book from Steve Potter coming. Yeah, I can tell you a little bit about that one. So he did that years ago, and he got in trouble for doing it. Topps told him don't do it, and because he wanted to kind of roll it out many years ago. So that sucker's been around a while. I know, he doesn't do any sketch cards anymore for Topps. There's no association with them, as far as I know. I think he kind of left, or got frustrated with stuff and other things. And that unofficial one's pretty cool. I've seen it. I've seen good pictures of it online, but yeah, that's a bootleg one for sure. In some respect, I mean, since he did sketch work and Topps artwork, I think it's pretty legit, personally. But yeah, they my understanding is when that came out from him, I knew people who knew him, and it was they sent him a no letter, like don't do that, like, and because it was right before or getting close to before they released their own coloring book years ago. That was close to the same time frame, so they didn't like him doing his own thing, which it's a shame. I always dug Steve's art style, so he's pretty good. Um, Unfortunately, he doesn't do any anymore, but I think they just frustrated him too much. So I get that. I get that. All right. I think I gave him too much of a fat jaw here, actually. I might leave that though. I don't know. He doesn't have that much of a fat jaw. He does have me. I could leave him like that, or I could reduce that down. It's a real abrupt right here. Like it almost stops almost like that. On the original, it kind of cuts in tighter, but I guess I could reduce down his fat here a little bit. I'll take it all away. I'll reduce it. Shape that up differently too. Let's see what say. Hey Trenton, bought 2 of those coloring books last year. Got one to make PD. He actually made he made a second one last year. Okay. Okay, awesome. Hey Joe. Good to have you, bud. Oh, okay. I didn't know he made a second one. Maybe it's part of the I don't know what the history looks like, but that first one I know he got kiboshed on. I just thought maybe he re-released it since it's been a while. And he's probably off the radar too because I mean honestly, they've released that coloring book and they never made anything else, right? I'll have to do a follow-up to that. Yeah, his style lends to doing coloring books for sure. All right. Let's see what we got here. So I guess what I'll do for some of this is that when I get up in here, we'll just kind of draw in there, but we're going to miss a little tie-up part. Oh, well. Oh, no. I've drawn over the Origins logo. Anyway. This is a retconned Origins. The Origins of GPK are in commercial artwork. Ripping off one company for another company, right? Not true. Not well, somewhat true. And the Origins comes in. They didn't want to play ball and let them do a Cabbage Patch set, so they said, "Nah, we'll just do our own thing." All right. Okay. Kind of digging that. All right. We'll work on the arms and try to get all the rest of this drawn out. So that's looking okay for now. We can stop with its face, I think. I like this character who's got a bunch of stitches all over him and band-aids. He's just beaten all to pieces. So I'll try to get this arch and this arm the way. He's got this arm that comes down over some crutches down in here. So try to form up his crutches around here. And that arm is way out there, but I want to get the thickness of the arm there. So we have to come in some more with it. Let's see here. Let's get some of this part there. Got a little piece he's holding on to here. Size up some stuff there. I might resize some of these the little sausage fingers you got. I'm gonna have to resize them a little bit. That's all right. And then he's got to make sure I get thumb going over this right here. He's got a big bandage finger right here. Just down some of that. Go. Is that? How big is the card? Did I miss that? Yeah, I shrunk him down. I shrunk my hands down. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, the Joe, for reference here, the trading card size here is a little different. That's look, I got the wrong reference out right now too, so I'm just going off memory. So okay. That's another one I've got to work on. I've got to work on a commission for this in a different style. So I got them sitting over there. I use real cards. I actually pull cards out of my own sets and let them sit over here sometimes. I have books. I can pull them up on the screen, but I like to, sometimes I just pull the cards out too and put them in a stack. And I have a stack of cards from different stuff. So it's all good. Good way to tear up your collection, I guess. All right, get this a little more on. This is a little off to the side. Just straighten that up some. There we go. Anyway, like one of those should be a little bit longer than the other one picture, but they're not. Actually, this one's shorter. Funny. Where's got them on there? I don't know. I'll figure that out when I get to the pen part. Right, like that. Front. Goes down to here, and we'll do a stop. It's down. Put the angles right there. It's close to right. These, how they attach out, they kind of swing out more than I've got them coming out right now. But in the middle, there's this piece that should be jutting up in here. I'm going to kind of extend this thing more than it is normally, but keep it reasonably straight here. First time drawing the whole crutch. Ailin House. You know, that's a good question. We should draw before and after, shouldn't we? We should do a before picture. Now, that'd be a heck of an Origins cover, wouldn't it, if we had Origins before and after? So when I complete this one, Joe, should I do a before? That's what you're saying? I should do a before picture. Now, in the other picture, he's actually got it turned this way. I've got it turned more this way. It makes more sense to me. But at the time it did. You probably won't in the end. It'll be like, I messed up. I did something horrible. Wouldn't be the first time. Won't be the last. Some of these are just rough things. Again, I'm only keeping you an hour tonight, so we're going to keep it rough. And I can see, honestly, keeping this a black and white drawing, but we want to do full color on this one. So we're going to be doing full color. I will attempt to do Copics with some pencil. We'll go light with the Copics because I don't want to bleed through a whole lot. I'm not sure how much I can blend on this surface, you know, how many layers I can get. So I think we'll probably be leaning a little bit harder on pencils on this one, which is fine. Which I like doing when I want to do a nice piece, you know, add a little more punch. I can get that up in there. Yeah. Maybe we can do something. A little bow on his head, right? There we go. Make it's only gonna be black and white, so I can put it behind the logo. It'll be fine. Put it through these little spots here where it's showing through. All right. Let's see. He's got a few things on his arm, but I want to come over here and work on the other arm too. Like he's only halfway there. Let's get in this. So this one he's leaning a little bit more in. So more of him over here, leaning a little bit this way. Big giant bandage arm, diaper, legs. A little bit of legs here. But dig in the face. Him walking under a ladder, big smile on his face. Oh, Joey. So Mr. B mentioned give Bobby credit for everything. Oh man. Well, he has a lot of good ideas, though. Honestly. At least that it's collaborative, you know. Let's see. I'm gonna reduce that down. I think some. A minute. I wanna. Bring it down more down here to his cheeks. I want him to be leaning into it. Yeah, like that. Leaning kind of. Pull that too high up his face. And I'll have to put the stars and stuff in here too. The stars and little squiggly marks because, and I honestly hate drawing stars. Like one of the things I hate the most. And thank goodness GPK stars are kind of crappy and off-centered and weird. So I can draw those half the time. But I hate drawing stars. I just stencil them out. Sometimes I'll make a stencil of them and I'll just use that. Or I should. I sure don't do that enough. I've tried to do that, but all right. So this is pretty high up on his arm, this cast, and I just need a little space for stitch right there. I'll have a stitch there. There'll be a stitch coming out here, and there's one down here. It's a stitch too, and then actually there's one over here. Smaller one. I might need to move this over. I'll move this one over. Place mark, and then there's like a band-aid right here. Just gonna put these here as place markers for me. Placeholders. What's a place marker? You get on a live stream and you forget how to talk. You know, not that I knew how to talk very well in the first place, but all right, we'll do something like that. I don't know. I end up reshaping these bandages every time. I never like what I do. All right, we'll do something like that. And these stitches I'll put in a minute. So let's get this. He's got like a little hold in his arm. I want to make enough space here for the sling. I want to come up pretty high on his arm. Enough of this. Come down kind of low there. Let's see if it's about enough. Still need like a little space over here. There's another stitch I never get to draw on his stomach over here, or maybe over in here. We'll see. Underwear's down here. Diaper. You know, a diaper underwear. It looks like he's got underwear on actually in this one. So I'm going to make him into a diaper though. These are garbage pail kids. So we'll just kind of keep that down there. And let's see. So there's a sling part here. I feel like I might reduce this down some. Bring it over a little bit more. And I've got a sling that goes up around his neck around this way. So figure that out. You even really do see his armpit here, but I don't usually draw his armpit. I usually just draw there's another part of his sling that goes up in there like that. I usually skip the armpit and just kind of merge it into one. Use that down some. Let's see. Endless possibility. Maybe so. So look at this sling kind of up here to his arm. It goes up in here. You don't see where it sort of connects in. Instead, she's got this. I might curve this back down in here more like that. Come up out of there. Maybe not. I'm trying to also keep his head the right size with his body. Let's see. Easy to make their heads too large. And I've also got the crutch coming a little too far over, but could trim that down a little, just a little bit. Or I could just trim this down. Or I could just not care about it. What the? I vote not care. And make sure I bring this over enough, because one thing you do is you want to have a little bit of his little mitt sticking out here. Like, gonna shape that differently. Now I like to put these in silver when I do them. I do the staples here, not just the stitches. I do a staple kind of. So not cruel to them. Yeah, I actually color these in with silver, like a silver marker or a silver pen. I have done them just black before. They're black in the original or gray. You can do a gray sometimes, but I like to make it really like it hurt. I like to box them, make them real boxy. But that's just me. You don't have to do that. What you want? Yeah. For this, we need to erase some of this stuff, you know. You get a better visual here. This armpit here, I think I'm gonna kill that part. And this piece here, you know, there's a lot of different folds and things. You can do some of that, more of that if you want to draw some in, but I tend to really shape that up with a marker. Get that going with that, and this can wrap underneath here to make sure it connects. Through here, pretty critical you get, straighten this up a little. Yeah, it's just a little straighter edge right there. Give it that more casty feel. A little loose in the cast, but he does have a little bit of gap around his arm in this thing, so I kind of like that. So I'm going to leave it. And you do kind of a lines there, and then you can do some lines through the part of the cast here. I need to sort of make a commitment here on the lines. And this one here kind of wraps over and comes back over this way. And then on the elbow here, you just have some make your own little lines there. I don't really like that, but again, that's where you're going to shade a lot. There's just some lines of shading, shadow lines over here. Not really sort of folds. Right. Not liking that. And nothing up here really. This line here just, I don't see any more of his hand. All right. Let's see. So let me go back here. This is coming through. I'll probably end up reshaping this crutch a few times to get it where I like it, but hey, start. Yeah, stars. Oh yeah, I did have to look. I did. I wouldn't say the kryptonite, Joe. I just say I don't like them. I don't like. I wouldn't say the kryptonite. I have to think about what my kryptonite would be. Kryptonite. Something I hate to draw. Oh, well, not my kryptonite, but I really don't like drawing robots. I love robots. I love robots. I love the drawings of robots. But if I had to draw like a transformer, I would hate it. It's all the straight lines. Yeah, I would hate that. I would just, yeah, I wouldn't want to do that all day long. It's just a very different, a non-organic kind of shape like that. Just nightmare to do. Nightmare to enjoy. I mean, it's just, you can do it, but man. So Roybot, I'll draw rarely, but I do like drawing Roybot. Just like part of him. Yeah, he'd be one I would not enjoy as much. I don't know why, man. I don't know. It's just something I don't enjoy. Practice like anything else, right? If you practice it enough, you probably enjoy it. Get better at it. I just find the monotony of, you know, doing curved lines are so much more fun than having to do straight boxy lines, and they all have to be lined up just right to look correct. So it's so much more difficult to draw robots for me. I mean, so I'll draw stars every day if I had to do it. Let's figure out how we're gonna do the underwear and the legs and all that. And I'm gonna probably have to reshape this a couple times because he's got this. He's kind of standing. His feet are going this way a little bit. They're turned that way. Probably a few things I could add, change over here. He's also got this bottom cast, which I've never drawn, which is awesome. Kind of excited about getting to draw that. So I'm gonna put his legs kind of high. He's got these tidy whitey things on going on. And I want to kill the leg off right about here, and then I can do the cast coming down, and I'll try to put them. I mean, this bar is going to eat a lot of the cast, but at least we'll see some of it, right? So that'll be all right. Patrick saying, good plan to use both pencil and Copic. Yeah, I mean, you think about all the comic covers you guys have ever seen, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, on like online for sale. A lot of them are just black and white ink. You know, they're just inked, quick inks, because they're at a Comic Con or something, and they just have time, or the money is astronomical sometimes for those comic artists to do some of those things. They're very expensive. So you get just a quick, ink drawing, which is fine. That's cool. And maybe what you want, just a touch of an artist on a cover is pretty cool. So anyway, he doesn't have, like I was saying before, he doesn't have a whole lot of actual flesh showing up right here. So it does sort of go behind here, but I don't think we're going to see any of that with how I've got this angled. I still might reshape this thing a few times to tighten it up. I don't know. The way this part turns, it shows more of the face of this way. It's almost, you need to sort of preserve that three-dimensional feel to it. Put the pins on this side. I don't think he's got one pin goes through here and it comes through, and he's got a wing nut on this side, looks like. So kind of shape that up when I finalize it. Yeah. This top here is actually kind of, yeah, I'll leave it like that for now. All right, let's get back to this. Sum up too much here. His little fat legs down here. And I want to have enough space. He's got a bandage right here. I want to make sure I get this little band-aid here. I know. Have the band-aid song in your head when I say band-aid? It's from the 80s. You know what I'm talking about. And before, really. So down through here, I mean, his leg, trying to calculate where we would have a foot. Might have to just make him have a little bit longer feet so I can get some toes. He's got really kind of pathetic toes for a character, really. He doesn't have much toe stuff going on. Let's see here. Kind of over here. Those look really funky compared to most characters. Not gonna lie, they're kind of weird. Coming down a little bit more with them. These. Have to reduce down how much foot we have here. Make the angle right for his toes. Might actually reduce down some of this. Surprisingly pretty close up, so maybe I need to come up a little bit more. It's a leg here. He doesn't have a whole lot of tidy whitey or diaper, whatever this is supposed to be showing on this right here. I mean, here he's got plenty of it showing. And he's got to reposition where this is at. And back over in here, we'll see it'll continue, complete. And over here, you'll see in the original, there's a gap here. You can see some of the background. Reserve that. And get this. I'll make his cast bigger down here than normal. Step back and look for a minute. May reduce this down a little bit. Okay. Get this out of the way. Yeah, Bobby's all right. I mean, he's sized okay. He's in there. I want him. I like that he breaks out of the line a little bit, and plus we're gonna break out of the line when we do the stars and stuff. I tend to like to break out of the line sometimes. And he does have some teeth. We can put some teeth over here when we finish that part. And there is a box of bandages, but I could just throw them on the back, right? I could throw the bandages on the back. Just a big old box back there. It'd be pretty stupid. I guess I need to put a character on the back that's equivalent. Or I could put the before. I could put the before on the back, huh? Before and after. Yeah, it'd be pretty good. Maybe that's what you meant earlier, Bobby, when I wasn't listening. But I mean, I could put another Mugged Marcus on the back. Always like him too. Mugged Marcus and Drew Blood. Like Drew Blood. I like all the ones that got the crap beat out of them, apparently. Oh, the sizing? Well, it's kind of, as I've gone along, though, is I'm not too hung up on the sizing, but as long as that head's kind of centered up in the middle of the body centered, every much everything else can kind of be reshaped. His crutches here are a little oversized. It's fine. And they're a different angle. But I mean, sizing is not that bad, Joe. You can just kind of get him in there, and I could always just erase this off and just keep him in there. But then I have this little extra space over here. But there will be stars. There will be sweat firing off of him and stuff. He's got tears coming out of his eyes and stuff. So you can do tricks to make it feel right. But I think, man, what's really helping is that his head is centered up with the logo, like this center of the body's. It's really over here, but he's also leaned to the side, so he's already jacked up. Like the way the character sits is kind of funky, you know. And his ear here, I probably shouldn't do something different with his ear, but there we go. We'll get his ear a little different. Yeah. All right, let's try to get these legs right down here. Get the cast going, and we're coming up on our hour in about 10 minutes. So we'll stop there. We'll stop. We'll get the bandages over here done. We'll get this cast, and I'll stop for tonight, and we'll resume later this week on a different day. And definitely we'll do a Thursday. It sounds like that DK would like that. If there's another time this week, I might do a stream, and I'll announce it at least 4 hours ahead. So I'll try to do that. But I appreciate when tuning in tonight. I do. It's been a little while since I've been able to get on and chat with you guys. I hope you're doing well, all of you. Work on these feet a little bit. His feet, I don't really like the way that his feet are in the original, so I'm going to kind of do my own thing because they're very minimal, honestly, and I'm not sure if they'll look good the way they've got them, based on the way I've got them too. It's partly my fault. His big toe in the original doesn't look that much bigger than the others, so we'll try to fix that. And I'll put a baby one over there. But let's see. How dare you criticize John Pound? I'm just saying it's just not working for me. It's not. Nothing wrong with the original. I love the original. Be hard pressed to beat a John Pound drawing, from my perspective. I like a lot of the old artists. A lot of the old original artists are fantastic. I would have a hard time picking my favorite. Same with the new ones. I'd have a very hard time picking my of the new artists who work on the finished artwork. I'd have a very hard time. Not sketch artists though. I know my favorite one of those, so no problem, right, Bobby? Yeah, they're hard too. There's so many different styles with the sketch artist. You can have more than one favorite. That's the trick, right? All right. I'll not forget this little stitch he's got right here. He's got like another little stitch. This guy got the crap beat out of him. Really did. I don't like this. I'm probably going to reshape this several times. I might reduce the size of this. I can kind of reduce it from the bottom. If I wanted to. might just make it a little smaller. See how that looks. If I like that better. I like that better. Do that. Got kind of a different angle than the original. There we go. More represents what the original looks like too. Like it has the same vibe. I would go for that with these. I try to get that, you know, if I don't draw it exactly like the original, I'm just trying to get the vibe of the original. Get a few points. Absolutely, Bobby. I appreciate you tuning in. Especially over from the UK, man. I always do appreciate that. I know you never sleep. We joke you're a robot, or you don't require sleep. I don't think, but you know, you're using some of your computing time to come over and watch the stream, so I do appreciate that. All right, let's come in here and I'll try to wrap this up before I can have to go here and get a few more things done. He kind of needs a little bit of a gap there. Just making, these are just lines for me to make notes about, really. I'll probably end up redrawing that, but little bandage over here. This is where Trent would put the Band-Aid song, like commercial, in the video. If I had Trenton doing these videos, he would have that ready for me. So if you've checked out his channel, The Garbage Pail Kid, he got some pretty cool videos on there. And I always like his stuff where he's doing, right now he's been doing basically recaps on the horrible expansion sets. He's had some of those in the past recently, and he's got the commercials, just like the Bounty Hunter does that too. GPK Bounty Hunter does that. He's got the commercials there. When the character's subject they're based on, he'll have a commercial pop up or some reference. Pretty funny. Pop culture reference. I'll get there in a minute. High production value. And he's animated now. Gosh, Trenton's animated, so how can you compete with that? So all right. And then we'll shape that off to the side. This was more wrap around here. I want to reduce this down some. Before, it's not a whole lot of his leg showing right here. There, that'll work. Yeah, we ought to show like the assailant too. So who do you think did it? Who do you think beat him up like that? Let's see. So this piece here, I'm going to pay more attention here. So this piece of the cast actually goes almost up into the underwear area and wraps in like that. So maybe I do need it higher up. Oh no, I'm gonna have to work on this. I'm not sure I like this part. It kind of goes in there like that. Actually interferes with the flow of this line. This is more over in here. That's why that part was underwear. I don't know. Push that down over there. All right, we'll put some lines on it, see if we can make it work. Kind of based off the original, that's kind of the way it works. And then not a whole lot of shape through here, so it and sharp turn in there like that. Yep. Let's get some lines going and we'll add some other stuff in there. Again, don't fret about the lines. We'll always just add shading in there, and any extra lines we need to, we can add later. It's just about getting tonight's just about getting the general shape of the character and kind of warming them up a little bit. All my final lines will be in the ink part. So, and down here, I mean, he's got blood splatter down here originally, but a lot of room for that. And then he's got, this would be kind of shaped out like this. Doesn't have much of a foot going on here. Guess I could bring him down like that. Add a line or two across, the bandages. And that might be all she wrote for now. Down here is just, refinement. How far over you want that. So that kind of stops. I'm going to put it over here. I'm just going to stop messing with it because I kind of think it's fine. I like to round these. They've got it more straight up and down, but that's fine. All right. Frankie did it. Yep. I think you're right. He definitely has the temper for it. For sure. For sure. Come down a little bit more with this part. Kind of a break up here. All right. Well, folks, that's just about an hour. So we're going to cut it there. That's our part 1 of hopefully like 2, maybe 3. Let's see. I don't know if I'll fidget with it off camera. I probably won't. But definitely look at it and think about it some. That's what you should do. Step back from a drawing after a while, Take a look, find the areas you don't like, fix some things here and there. Appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. And next time, this week, it'll be later this week, we'll finish up and do some inking on this and hopefully have it wrapped up by Friday at the latest, right? I hope so. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Joe, Patrick, everybody else out there I didn't see. Hello to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the channel and the video if you would. I'm not going to talk about the algorithm. I don't care about it, but it'd be nice. We've got 81 people as subscribers, and that's awesome. But always adding to it. I'll probably do some shorts, and I've got another video coming up this week of a sketch card I did for a fan. That is a sketch card from Bookworms. It's not an official. It's on non-official stock, but pretty cool. It's the Wimpy Kid reference one they did. It's Joe Simcoe card originally. So look for that coming up. And check out again Bobby B's channel. He's got some awesome Crashers 3 sketches up there. I'm sure he'll have one up soon. Another one this week. I don't know. But Bobby's got awesome content. So check him out. And you guys have a great week. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much.